Let's go.
Alright guys, I think I'm going to have to wrap this video up here. I've been working on it a couple days. I'm kind of stuck. I've got a few issues to sort out. Rear body mounts. The hoop on here, the roll bar is from the F-150 Ranger. And I think if I swap on a sand scorcher hoop, that I might be able to actually use the stock body mount, the little clip that mounts these two holes up here. Not 100% sure because I did shift the roof forward when we chopped the top, and yeah, if not, we can make something to attach there, but I'm not quite ready for that yet because I'm still not satisfied with the chassis. The suspension, I love the stance. The front is very stiff. These original shocks, I got them broke free and lubed them up. And we'll cover the front here more in a minute, but they stick a little bit like that. The rear were some vintage replacement shocks that came in a box of parts that a viewer sent me a couple years ago. And yeah, I just swapped on the ends, threw a spring inside. I did take the torsion bars off, so we have very little suspension in the back. We have a whole lot of up travel, and it doesn't go all the way back down, but I'm sure when you're driving it'll bottom back out. But the main hurdle we have to overcome are these tires. So these tires are from mid-90s Radio Shack Red Shaker. It was the RC truck that had the Tamiya Isuzu Mu body on it. And I bought one of those on eBay a few years back for the body. And I kept those tires, and they fit these 155 wheels pretty well. But all 4 of them that I have are ripped because I tried to put them on bead locks and the rubber was just too soft. So I'm trying to find some of those. Those aren't as common to find on eBay anymore. Most people buy them just for the body, probably chunk the chassis. But if anybody's got any of those tires sitting around, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or something. Because I would like another set of them, because they do fit 155 non-beadlock tires very well. Another issue, I'm having this 3D printed Volkswagen motor that I took from the Apocalypse Sand Scorcher. That attaches with 1 screw on the driver's side, over here down low. And I didn't have any problems on my re-release that it was on, but this one, it's not sitting in all the way. So I've got to figure out a way to attach it more on this side, because it is bugging me, because that contour on the back of the trunk lid fits that, and yeah, I need it to not move. So the wheels I'm using are 3D printed. They were made by the Long and Tall Texan on Instagram. He's got some pretty cool old school builds. He's been doing this for a while, but he had these. They're 155s. They got 12mm hex, and they're spokes. They look like Model A wheels. And yeah, he sent me this set a long time ago, and I had a build slotted for it, and I found some really rare vintage tires, and I got them and they were wrong, and it was a big fight on eBay trying to get my money back, and the guy was a jerk, and yeah, so that build got put on the back burner. But I needed something for this. I needed this size tire, and I think it actually looks pretty cool on there. So I weathered up the other set. 2 of them were printed in black. The ones that I showed you, they're loose, are printed in white. The black ones I painted that pale yellow. Didn't cover very well, so I figured those would be a better candidate to weather. But another issue is, still don't know how we're going to attach that to this axle. So this axle has that wide 5 pattern that's made to fit on the back of the wheels for the Rough Riders and the Sand Scorchers. They have, it's like an inch diameter, and it just kind of sits on there. You tighten it down and it locks it on. So these have a 12mm hex. I've got a 12mm hex drilled out and slid over that and tightened up. It doesn't really move, but under throttle, I'm sure something would give in there. So it's looking like I'm going to swap to a plastic 12mm hex and cut the back side of it to fit snugly in that adapter, or that original piece on the axle. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'm not going to mess with that right now, because I've been tinkering with this for a few days, and something's not sitting right with me, so I'm not sure yet what I want to do. Rear body mount suspension's a little iffy. Let me show you the front. So the front, I raised up the steering arm / body post with a brass bushing from Tamiya kit, and yeah, got the body up where I needed it. I used the nose cone bolts on to the body with 1 screw. Horrible design. And I've chopped so much stuff off of it and everything. There's not a whole lot holding it on there, but it's very well protected on this front end, so I don't think it'll be a problem. But I needed it to angle forward, so we got the headlights kind of flush with the beam now instead of angled down towards it. And I used a old RC 4-wheel drive axle leaf spring, like a pinion shim. It's just an angled lift block that would adjust your pinion angle on your axle. And I bolted the smallest one of those in there and cut the end off of it. And got the grill tilted up the direction we needed. The obstacle is the sunroof. So I have the original piece, painted the original color that the body was, and it fits very nicely, but I don't want that seam. So I don't know. I really don't want to bodywork the whole top and have to re-weather it and everything. Ideally, for a Volkswagen, I would like to have the sliding rag top, but I don't want to have to do that much interior. So, I don't know. And that's another issue that brings me to is there's not a whole lot going on inside. There's a big gap between the frame and the sides of the body. So I'm going to have to make some kind of... I'm hoping I can make a front thing. I know that there's 3D printed dashes for these on Shapeways. It may be time to order one of those. Not worried about door panels. I just need a dash, steering wheel, and a seat. And then I think if I make like a bench seat, cover it in some fabric, I'm going to have all this room back here to hide all the electronics. Battery, I don't know yet. Steering servo can be up under the hood, tucked off to one side. So I don't think that'll be a huge obstacle. But yeah, something's going to have to happen in the interior because this body is way too open. And we're going to need some kind of floor that extends out to the body. And I've also considered that for body mounts as well. The original chassis I made for this, I drilled holes on the side for body mounts to come off of the chassis. It's too far away from the chassis on this one. The chassis I'd made, the post I had reached. So I don't know yet. Lots of variables with these kind of builds. But somebody pointed out in one of the other videos that it does look like it has the blacktop can motor. So that's cool. Those are a little hotter than the standard can motor. And like I said, it spins fine and everything seems alright with it. So we got to tear that out and re-solder some wires and all that. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. I appreciate y'all following along. And I appreciate all the support. And everybody that checks these videos out. It's pretty cool. Didn't think this would be anything like it is. It's almost been 6 years now. Time's been flying. When I first started this, I was just tinkering with crawlers, and then, yeah, now we're building rat rods. But, yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Keep it scale, and I'll see y'all in the next one.